Okay, hello guys. My name is Kimberly. So today, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to finish up with my series, because I was doing a series of, my basically my early labor delivery experience and everything, and it's been like almost a year or two, whatever, since I've continued with my series, and so I just want to continue with my series, because um I don't know. I just feel like, I want to start back doing more videos and everything like that. So you can tune in for next week or so for part five. This is part four. And so without um without further ado, whatever, let's get right into it. Okay. And I just want y'all to keep in mind that I'm no longer with my boyfriend slash my child's father. We're no longer together. So in this story, I will be referring to him as my ex or child's father or whatever. So yeah, um, here we go. So so one of her friends who was there, her name is Hannah. She came, she was there, for more support for on behalf of me and on behalf of me and my ex, um, and to be a part of this beautiful experience with us, which I was, I'm so grateful for, because unfortunately my family wasn't able to come. They weren't able, yeah, they weren't able to come and everything like that. So it was nice having, besides my ex, it was nice to have, a friend to be there with me and everything like that. Um, so she came around 1 o'clock to support us, um, on this journey. And it's actually so funny that, she came for more support because she actually now has a baby girl now too. So it's just funny how life works. But yeah. So basically they gave me this huge yellow peanut ball to squeeze in between my legs and everything to help move the baby's head lower into my pelvis. Um, and so I had to keep doing that, like back and forth, turn on my side, turn on my back, and then turning on my other side, and then doing that like in rotation, like back and forth. And it was kind of like annoying. And yeah, it was kind of like annoying because it was like I had to keep doing it back and forth and everything like that. So it was just like, okay. Um, so yeah, so the reason why I had to do that is because the baby's heartbeat was kind of abnormal, and I literally just found out the day that I was about to give birth that even though I didn't know I was going to give birth that day, but the day I was about to give birth, I had found out that my baby's umbilical cord was wrapped around my baby's neck, and so they were a little concerned. I don't want to say they were a little concerned, but they were concerned about that as well. So they were concerned about his heartbeat, and they were concerned about the cord being wrapped around his neck. So I had to keep moving back and forth to get the cord to untwist around his neck, if that makes sense, to get it to not be around his neck, and everything like that. And that's something that the first hospital that I went to should have picked up on in the first place instead of sending me straight home. But they didn't. And if my baby had been born with a cord around his neck, I could have sued them for negligence and for my baby's death and everything. So it was like, it was serious. Um, So yeah, around 1 o'clock, I was about well, when I first came, I was about 2 3 centimeters dilated. Around 1 o'clock, I was 4 to 5 centimeters dilated. The epidural had me in and out of sleep around like maybe 2 or 3 because I was just so tired. Like I could not. Like my boyfriend, or my ex at the time, he was being, very funny and just very hype and he was just ready and everything like that. And our friend, she was the same. Like they were like very supportive, very hyper and everything. But I wasn't really feeling that way. Like I was just kind of tired. And so they went down to the cafeteria, I assume, to get something to eat and everything like that. So yeah, they went down to the cafeteria to get something to eat. And yeah, and I feel like maybe it was the epidural or whatever other medicine that that I had, whatever, was making me very sleepy and drowsy. Um, so my friend Hannah came back around 3:50. I had woken her up around that time. But I don't know. I feel like one of the nurses woke me up, but they basically told me that, okay, like you're ready to deliver. And I'm like, what? Like I'm not even ready. And it was just so weird because I had when you get an epidural, you're numb. Like like every like when you get an epidural, your body is numb from down below. Like you can't feel anything. So I was at a point where the epidural really did its job because I literally did not feel anything. Like I did not feel my baby coming out, or anything like that. Like I did, like it was just so crazy. But yeah, they basically told me that I was like 9 centimeters dilated, and I thought you have to be 10 centimeters dilated to deliver. But I guess it doesn't really make no real, it's not a real huge difference whether you're 9 or 10 centimeters dilated. Um, but yeah, so I was kind of in denial because I didn't think that I was ready to deliver, and I didn't think my baby's head. I mean, I didn't think he was coming, and everything like that. And so for me to actually believe that my baby was being delivered or whatever, I literally had to feel his head, and his head was like literally coming out. Like I could feel it. It was like it was crazy, cause like I said, I had an epidural. So when you get an epidural, you can't feel anything. Like I literally could not feel him coming out of me and everything like that. Like I was just so numb from below. It's kind of like when you're paralyzed, but I wasn't paralyzed. I just that's how you know the epidural was doing its job. Yeah, I did not feel him coming out, and so yeah. So they basically alerted me that I was about to deliver, and they actually gave my friend and my ex a couple minutes to come back up here so that they could be there for me for more support to help me deliver the baby basically. And needless to say, I was very like, I don't know, I was, because like when you're pregnant, for so long, like for 8 9 months, you kind of, it's kind of like, okay, I have a baby inside of me. But when you actually deliver and you actually get to hold your baby and see your baby and everything like that, that's when things became real. And so it was kind of scary for me because I was like, okay, this is real. Like this is becoming a reality. Like I'm really about I'm really about to become a mother. Like I'm really about to be a mother. Like this is the moment when motherhood what became surreal, but like reality at the same time. And so basically to deliver, I I had to push 6 times and cough 3 times to get him to come out of me. To yeah, basically to push him out of me, get him out of me, and everything like that. And it was crazy. Like it was I don't know. It was a thing where I don't know. I had been pregnant for so long, as y'all know, like how pregnancy works. I had been pregnant for so long, so it was literally at a point where I was just so relieved and so tired. Like I was just so relieved that he was finally out of me. I was relieved that he was finally out of me because, um, yeah, it was a long pregnancy. Not all parts of my pregnancy were good. I mean, of course, I had a healthy pregnancy, so I thank God for that, for sure. Um, but yeah, it was just a long pregnancy for me, so I was just kind of relieved that he was like finally out of me, and that I finally got to hold him and everything. My ex got the umbilical cord, and got to hold him and carry him around, and I was just like laying back, like just exhausted, like just depleted, because like when you have a baby and when you carry a baby for 9 months and you deliver your baby and everything, like that takes a lot of energy out of you. Like you're completely exhausted, you're completely drained and all of that. And so that's kind of how I felt. I kind of felt like I was just completely exhausted and completely drained. So after that, after delivering my baby, they moved us to the postpartum room, and I want to say I did like the postpartum staff, but I just didn't like that the postpartum room is so small. Like you go from having this huge room, when you're in labor and was like labor and delivery, I think that's what they call it. You have this huge room, and then they move you to this small portion of the hospital where it's called the postpartum room or whatever. Um, but yeah, I definitely love my postpartum staff. but I just didn't like that the room was small and that I don't know how to explain it, but it was like not. It's in the other room, like in the other on the bigger room, there was like more air, but in the postpartum room, it kind of felt like it was little to no air, if that makes sense. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like when you have conditioning and air conditioning in one room, and then in the other room, it's like you still have that, but it's not. It's just I don't know. It's just not the same. I just didn't like the room, honestly. Yeah. So yeah, the hospital bed was like much smaller than the one I literally just had. That had So it was just like I don't know. I just didn't like the room, but the postpartum staff was great. I did have an incident with one of the people from the postpartum staff that that kind of rubbed me the wrong way and everything like that. And the main thing the main problem that we had was that I had to call a doctor to get him set up with a pediatrician. And the hard thing or the difficult thing, very whatever, about that is that because I had my baby on New Year's weekend, most places were not open. Most places were not open. Like my baby was born. I forgot what day he was born on, but he was born December 30th. And that's literally like New Year's Eve weekend. So let's go back. So yeah, he was born on a Friday, and so like most offices are not open on Saturday and Sunday. So it was so hard to find someone to pick up um, to take us because most offices were not open. Most doctors were not answering their phones and everything, which is to be expected. So that's the difficult part, but that definitely taught me a huge lesson in terms of like how I need certain things need to be set up before I go into labor and stuff. And I just was not prepared at all to be a mother. Like my whole this pregnancy was like um it was just not something I was prepared for. I was never prepared to have a baby. I was never ready to have a baby and everything. But when you are a parent, you learn how to get ready and everything. But yeah, it's a lot of things about being having a baby and that I was not ready for. But um, nonetheless, that's definitely a huge lesson that I will um that I have learned from and will learn from and everything like that. And so yeah, the postpartum staff was it was they were good. Like I like the staff in general and everything like that. Um, but yeah, I will in the next video I will talk about my particular experience with one of the staff members that I had, postpartum staff members that I had in the next video. So tune in for that video next week. Maybe like either like Saturday or next Saturday or whatever. Just whenever I have time to make the video. But thank you so much for watching. I have a business Instagram. I have my main Instagram. I have Facebook. I have Twitter, and I also have my blog. My blog is where I post about um just stuff in general. Like I've literally posted about how to heal, um, you know, how to heal as a mother because again that's a different video, and I might talk about that. I might make a video about that as well. So how to heal about as a mother. I talked about my walk with Christ. I uploaded a poetry piece, and I talked about how to heal from your trauma. So I might also do several videos on those as well. But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope and pray that you guys have a good day, and God bless you all.